Now, it's Red Eye Radio. Gary McNamara and Eric Harley talk about everything from politics to social issues and news of the day. Whether you're up late or you're just starting your day, welcome to the show. From the Relief Factor Studios, this is Red Eye Radio.
All across America, we are Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Good morning.
Hello.
All right, yesterday was one of those days where just reading the headlines, to quote Senator Kennedy, really heightened my gag reflex, as he said. We'll get to that coming up because that was just great. But just some of the headlines. Whoopi Goldberg claims Trump's actions in Iran are meant to distract from the Nancy Guthrie case.
Wow. I don't think I saw that one coming.
I know what it was. It was you trigger my gag reflex, not reflex. Reflex.
Right. Okay.
This sub-headline from National Review about the two terrorists who threw the bombs the other day.
Yeah.
From Rich Lowry. Hey, some people in New York City throw bombs, others don't. Diversity is our strength.
Yeah. Wow.
But the favorite one actually was from 2 days ago that CNN had to apologize for and say they were wrong for doing it.
I have to believe they're keeping alcohol in their desk.
Well, if there's ever any evidence, because we've always said they're political activists and not journalists.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example.
Yeah.
2 Pennsylvania teenagers crossed into New York City Saturday morning for what could have been a normal day, enjoying the city during abnormally warm weather. But in less than an hour, their lives would drastically change as the pair would be arrested for throwing homemade bombs during an anti-Muslim protest outside of Mayor Mondani's house. Here's what we know so far. Oh, my
wow.
Gosh.
It's like somebody is taking an online writing class. Find the most bizarre way to write this story. And they did.
And
but as if these 2 terrorists just stumbled into New York City. Unseasonably warm, Gary.
And they were just destroyed over that.
Gosh.
I love this one. Libs of TikTok wrote this one. Mohammed Atta boarded a plane on September 11, 2001, for what could have been a normal flight enjoying the friendly skies. But his life would drastically change when he found himself in the cockpit of the plane right outside a New York City skyscraper.
Yeah. It's as if they just stumbled into it or it happened to them.
Yes.
It was almost as if over at CNN they were saying, how do we phrase it to make it look like they just got mixed up and they were the victims, really? They didn't choose to do this.
Well, here's the thing. As political activists, are you even attempting to try to have credibility so people buy into it? Is there even an attempt, or are you such a delusional political activist? Because the goal of political activism is to convince people and send them in a particular way.
Yeah.
To sit there and say terrorists who threw bombs at civilians somehow just happened to be caught up in it. I'm a victim of circumstance.
Yeah, I just stumbled into it.
Some
outside forces coerced me into doing this.
Or it was just the natural order of things that just happened not to go our way that day.
Listen, it's a beautiful day. What do you say we head into the city? Let's go over to the mayor's house. Yeah, sounds good.
what could have been a wonderful day for Gary McNamara golfing just took a turn as he took out his gun and shot Eric Harley in the head and then went out and shot a 73.
Well, number one, it's a false story because I don't golf.
Well, no, I stopped by your house.
In fact, if you see me near a golf course,
okay,
maybe that's how you handle it.
All right. Sorry, I didn't mean.
Sorry, something's wrong.
As a political activist, I would not have gone that far.
Yeah. You wouldn't wait till you get to the golf course. You'd do it somewhere else.
I wouldn't have tried to convince people that you were at a golf course.
It's again a bizarre. It really was. The effort really is to make it look like these two were victims and they didn't plan this.
I wonder if the defense lawyers will say, "Look, read CNN. These guys were victims."
It was clear.
This
sunny, warm day. They stopped for some popsicles at 7-Eleven.
Right. Read CNN. CNN. This isn't premeditated.
Right.
You can't look at this as this wasn't premeditated. You can't look. Read the CNN article. But we've said this before. We know that they have no shame. We know that they'll lie, and we go all the way back to when Republicans were saying after the Mueller report. See, we hope when we started, when the public started learning, when officially we learned there was nothing to the Russia collusion hoax.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as we learned over the years, it was a Hillary Clinton setup of the Trump campaign.
Yeah.
And at that point, you had Republicans and some in the conservative media stating, well, we hope this is a lesson to the Democrats, and we went, stop it. Stop with that, because what you're doing is you're attempting to make the case that was bad journalism. It wasn't bad journalism. It was exactly what they intended to do. They're not journalists. They're political activists, and their goal is to just throw stuff out there because they believe that the people that vote for them and a significant number of independents are complete idiots, wish to be willfully ignorant, and don't want to know the facts, and they know they can set them in a particular direction. But if you make the case, even if you're lying, make the lie somewhat credible. You read that headline, it's a Babylon Bee headline. The headline itself is hilarious. All right, I have to check.
If the Babylon Bee did a version of it.
If the Babylon Bee did something on it. Let me just check. Okay.
If they haven't yet, they probably will. Because it blew up. Yesterday morning.
Oh, my.
It went over the top crazy.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
All right. What do you got?
CNN reports on Japanese teenagers who came to Hawaii for what could have been a beautiful day at the beach.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's your Pearl Harbor headline from CNN. That's exactly it. Make it sound as innocent as possible. For whatever reason, why do you go out of your way? Because this wasn't just one person. This is their social media account.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just someone going, or AI just writing something and posting it, although there have been a lot of layoffs lately at CNN.
Well, wait a minute. Would that be the problem with liberal AI? Would liberal AI...
Oh, no. I think that's the problem with AI altogether.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Well, no, I think there's too much, because there's so much of a liberal slant on everything. I think that's part of the reason that AI isn't near what people think it is right now in terms of gathering information, because it also gathers a lot of liberal agenda crap and just mixes it in depending on the topic. But this was an effort to make it seem like they weren't just they just stumbled. He's just a Maryland dad. It's just two Pennsylvania teenagers.
Yep.
This is exactly who they are on the left. Again, they're activists. Make it seem innocent.
Well, you're justifying terrorism.
Yes.
You're trying to downplay a terrorist act.
Just another day.
Why would anybody in the United States do that? Why would you want sympathy for two terrorists?
Right.
Why? Who will throw bombs to kill unarmed people, unarmed citizens. Why in the world would you? Why? Because
you're a radical. You're a full-on radical.
They're radical, and they agree with the terrorist act. Otherwise, you don't write that.
I've been saying since October 7th, the radicals have shown who they are, and that if there is a 9/11 type attack on U.S. soil again, I'm positive you will have these radicals, American radicals, out there in the streets cheering them on.
There's one more headline from the Babylon Bee. Many worried that the giant spiders attacking New York could lead to an increase in hateful arachnophobia.
Hateful.
And you should see the picture. There's like, they got this spider and the people are,
Yeah. That's
huge
funny.
Spider.
That's great.
Remind me, what was the movie? The one, like the giant spider-like creatures that,
there was an arachnophobia movie.
A Quiet Place 2.
Oh, okay.
That was filmed
Yeah.
near where my dad lives.
Yeah.
In downtown Akron, New York, when the
Right.
spiders came down on the cars.
Yeah.
Whatever they were. I never saw the movie.
Yeah. It's look, it's no shock, and if you back away from it and ask yourself, okay, walk yourself through the process of writing this at CNN. Because again, it's multiple people doing it.
Are you going to put me through this torture? Go ahead. It's
you're,
required.
You're walking through the process of, again, we start by, well, let's tone it down. They're just two Pennsylvania teenagers. These are two individuals, by the evidence, that were inspired by ISIS. And the evidence, by the way, was presented by themselves. They presented that evidence after they were detained. This is what they told authorities.
Yeah.
It couldn't be clearer. It's not as if they were held captive by a couple of people and then coerced into doing something like this. They chose to do this. They planned to do this. So let's just start with two Pennsylvania teenagers. There's a story of the home that they lived in. Apparently their family's doing, from Afghanistan, doing very well.
$1 million home.
Bin Laden was very wealthy.
Yeah.
Also a terrorist.
Yeah.
You could write that about Bin Laden. One of the world's richest men decides one day he's got a new mission in life. I mean, how stupid do you want to get?
Oh,
It's like they want to play stupid so that the public themselves will tone down the rhetoric and look away. It's the Gavin Newsom approach. I don't even know where my birth certificate is. I'm stupid like you are. It's just a couple of teens from Pennsylvania. Don't look at this story. Don't talk about this story at the water cooler.
oh my gosh. on X. This is the problem. When you do something in the media where you can be mocked.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to show the insanity of what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's the problem. We said one of the worst things you can do in politics is write something or say something that can obviously be mocked because it's so absurd.
Mm-hmm.
For example, this one came up. Ted Bundy was a charming law student heading to a Florida State University sorority house in January of 1978 for what could have been a normal night enjoying the college scene. But his life would drastically change when he found himself in the bedrooms of sleeping co-eds with a crowbar.
Yeah, when he found him, they just stumbled into something, and when they got over to the city, it was just an outing.
Here's one. He was an art student, vegetarian, and a dog lover, but it was Adolf's gift for public speaking that brought him fame and fortune as a popular political leader. Little did he know he would soon find himself named Reichsfuhrer during a chaotic time in German history.
Yeah.
I mean, these things are hilarious. I mean, they're apt because they're so absurdly wrong, and the goal is to send you in a different direction from the evil of someone.
Yes.
And that's what they were trying to do
That's
at CNN.
Exactly what they're trying to do. Don't talk about this story and how horrible it is that these two young people have been radicalized to this extent. We can't have that.
We are Red Eye Radio.
Brought to you by Hot Shot Secret.
Hi, I'm Jen Loomis, a transport safety expert at J.J. Keller. Due to safety concerns, many motor carriers have policies that limit or prohibit the use of cruise control. You should only use it in good driving conditions, during daylight hours, and on roads that have light traffic, few curves or hills, and a consistent speed limit. Never use cruise control when operating in adverse driving conditions, including wet, icy, or slippery roads, during rush hour in heavy traffic or on congested highways, at night, or when you're tired or fatigued. You want to be controlling and adjusting your speed as you drive instead of having to suddenly brake if you encounter an obstacle. In the case of a slippery road surface, you want to be able to slow your vehicle by not accelerating instead of using the brakes whenever possible. This tip was brought to you by J.J. Keller and Associates. Visit us at jjkeller.com.
Get in touch with Red Eye Radio, toll free at 866-90-RED-EYE.
We are Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Okay, one more, and we're done.
All right.
To make the comparison of the CNN story yesterday that said two Pennsylvania teenagers crossed into New York City Saturday morning for what could have been a normal day, enjoying the city during abnormally warm weather. But in less than an hour, their lives would drastically change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As the two would be arrested for throwing homemade bombs during an anti-Muslim protest outside of the mayor's home. And then somebody wrote, Jeffrey Dahmer ventured out into the bustle of Milwaukee on a warm summer evening for what could have been a normal weekend night of al fresco dining. But in less than an hour, his life would drastically change.
Yeah.
It shows the absurdity at CNN, just like Mayor Mamdani, who was trying to make the moral equivalence of the January 6th rioter, who was out there saying, basically, Muslims are taking over the city. And so he views that, he named the man's name as the, basically the moral equivalency of trying to blow somebody up.
Right.
And as I said yesterday, I mean, that's one of the saddest things in New York City is to see what's going on there, to see that they actually forget it. I'll never forget 9/11. Never forget. Forget. They wish to encourage actions of terrorism in New York City or have the moral equivalency. It's the same as speech.
You're listening to Red Eye Radio from the Relief Factor Studios.
And I'm Gary McNamara along with Eric Harley. All right, the politics of war audio coming up here from Republican Senator, in fact, Josh Hawley, in just a couple of minutes.
A lot of great audio on the way. I want to talk to you about something, though, first. So many things in the world being out of our control, it can be frustrating. You know, controlling your pain isn't beyond your control. In fact, I'm doing it with Relief Factor. I know firsthand. And you can, too. All you need to do is take the first step. That's the 3-week quick start. It's very simple to do. I've been using Relief Factor for quite some time. It works for me. I want this for you. Living with aches and pains is something you can do something about. Relief Factor is 100% drug-free, research-based formula created to help the body's natural inflammatory response function. 4 key ingredients going to work for you every day. I take it every day. You should, too. Try Relief Factor's 3-week quick start, just $19.95. ReliefFactor.com, 800-4-RELIEF. ReliefFactor.com, 800-4-RELIEF is the phone number. Use Red Eye at the drop-down for your 3-week quick start at just $19.95.
A couple of things, Eric. It was yesterday I saw Mark Halperin, who, as far as I know, was a lifelong Democrat. I don't know where he stands right now. But when he was ABC political director, without question, I used to interview him all the time. I always viewed him as a liberal.
Well, remember the infamous Ted Cruz interview? Are you actually Cuban?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
You know, what Cuban music do you like? What kind of Cuban food do you like?
Right.
Can you speak Spanish?
Whether his change is legit, where he seems to be analyzing things correctly,
right? Yeah,
as Bill Maher is,
right?
Neither of them have been asked to say, ask the question, why have you changed so much over the last few years? You know what? Well, I guess Bill Maher has, because he said, well, I didn't change. They went crazy, is what he has stated. But remember, Bill Maher, and we played the audio the other day, was completely behind that the evidence existed that Trump, Trump and the Russians colluded, and that the 2016 election was not legitimate.
Right.
He was huge on that. We played the audio just the other day because it came up. We were talking about just what an angry man Keith Olbermann is, and the name.
He seems to be getting angrier, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, every time it's like and I think it's because nobody's listening. I think it's because each time that he gets angry, nobody cares. Fewer people care each time, and that has to be frustrating for somebody like him.
It does go back to what we were just saying about how CNN wrote that headline. Because what was it? When Olbermann came out and attacked Riley Gaines and just said, you just don't want to compete with better competition, which is why she doesn't want to compete with men.
Right.
You just sat there and went, my God, that's so bad. You're not going to convince anybody on that. And the anger, you could just read it on the post. The anger was just, he's so furious at it. And I've always wondered, how does he get through life every day being that angry? And where does that kind of anger come from where you throw out such absurd statements? And he went after Lou Holtz the other day, too, on that. But, but Mark Halperin talked about what we have. Said even if the Iran war ended today, what the president has accomplished in destabilizing that regime and taking away their ability to attack other countries is more than all the presidents together for the last half century.
Yeah.
And I went, that's true.
Yeah.
In fact, we had said that yesterday and added, but if you don't accomplish your goals and if your communication isn't there and you lose it politically in the public's eye, that would be a shame.
Right.
Because as we had said the last couple of days, that the Hegseth says one thing and the president says almost the opposite. There's going to be a short war. No, this is going to continue until we get everything done. well, you guys got to get on the same. And a lot of
Well,
criticism
the president
yesterday.
was in fact contradicting himself within a couple of hours day before yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
And it's like, on a war, you can't do that. You need to be specific, and everybody needs to be on the same plane,
right,
on the same narrative.
right.
And it's just like, wow. And you don't try to convince and change what you believe and convince the American public during the war. You do all of that before it begins or at the beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's why you and I said, was it last week? He should be making a primetime address on this and lay out everything that we're trying to do, including having a number of goals, because that was one thing up front. Well, you said this is a goal, but you have other goals too. That's right, we do.
Yeah.
We've got this goal, this
right.
goal, this, because if you lay it out, it's easy to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
We wish to get rid of their ballistic missiles so they can't be a threat to the Middle East. We wish to get rid of their nuclear program so they aren't a danger to the world. And we want that government out, and we want the people of Iran to be self-governing in the secular democracy, which the opposition groups, which would be in there for a transition government, all want. I did that ad lib. I got nothing written down. Mm-hmm. It's not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he said that in the 8-minute speech. I'll give that to him. He actually laid that out. But you got to lay it out every single day. Every single day, you've got to lay that out. Every single day.
Well, it's the people live in the bubble of today.
Right.
And if you're not in that bubble every day on something like this, then it's all for nothing. If you can't get the messaging on it, then you don't get the win politically.
And I say that because day one, you and I talked about the 8-minute speech. I said it's the most perfect speech he gave in 8 minutes. I mean, there was nothing. There was nothing there that the American public, if you look at it, would say, okay, yeah, he's right on that. And you see, because when he said this isn't going to be a long thing, YouGov showed 74% of Americans agreed with him. And that's Trump.
Right.
And that's military action from Trump.
Yep.
And it's like what he said we're going to do on that day, the American public agreed with what he said the plan was and the length of time to do it.
Well, and it's a fluid situation, always a fluid situation, because you can't be watching a clock, but people expect you to be on the clock. People expect this thing to be over.
Oh, yeah.
They want it done in a week or a weekend. And that's where the primetime address comes in. To be clear, this will be an ongoing effort. And it's up to Iran.
We hope that it will be short.
Yes.
But our goal
is not a long-term situation, but we believe that overall achieving true peace in the Middle East requires this action, and we're not alone on that, and we will do whatever is necessary to accomplish all of our goals.
And it was wrong to say weeks or days. Don't put an exact time frame.
Don't ever say that.
On it.
Don't ever say that.
But Senator Mark Kelly came out and said the Iran conflict is not going well.
Mm-hmm.
He's delusional.
Yeah, he is.
Here's Josh Hawley on Fox News talking about it.
So you have one of your colleagues, Senator Kelly, saying the war's not going well. How could he say that?
Well, I would just say this, Jesse. If you look at our overriding priority here, which is to deny nukes to these crazy people, how can you look at what's happened in the last year? I mean, you had Trump taking out the nukes back in June. Now you've had the last 10 days. Does anybody really think that these people are ever going to try to make a nuke again? What would they make it with? Like charcoal? I mean, this is an overriding success. Our military is astounding the world. And I agree with what the president said last night. You look at all the success that we've had in the last 10 days. I mean, this thing is a victory. I think we should be hailing our military as the heroes they are. We ought to be thanking them for their service. And we ought to be saying we've achieved our objectives here, big time.
I would like.
Now, where I disagree with him is if the regime stays in and a future president comes in, if Trump is gone, no, they will attempt to rebuild their nuclear arsenal.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, that's why
and
it's clear. and it's also okay that this is about regime change, and it must be, because you have to change the mindset has to be gone, the will has to be gone. As long as the regime remains, though, their will to get nukes will remain. That's as simple. It's you look at the players here, because Russia's now saying, no, we didn't give them any intel. And, of course, we believe everything that Putin says because he's never lied even once.
Because he's a nice guy.
Because he's a nice guy. But it's Russia or China. Huh?
We didn't mean that.
Yeah.
Somebody will say,
right.
somebody just tuned in and go, you guys said you agree with it. Yeah, you guys are thinking. No, that was sarcasm.
Yeah, heavy sarcasm. Right. And we'll get a lengthy email on that one. It's Russia, China, or both. And I tend to believe it's both. But you look at that situation, you look at the entire equation. This is why the reminder, I believe, is necessary. The messaging has to be there constantly. It's the victory here belongs to the world. The victory here does not belong to the U.S. and Israel. It belongs to the Middle East. It belongs to the U.S., Israel, Europe, and every peace-loving nation. This is a true victory so far. This, by all definitions, is a real victory. But you can't put a clock on it. You can't pretend to have an exit ramp that says the word this Thursday on it. But the conundrum is, politically, the public is asking you to have an exit ramp. This goes back to Iraq, Afghanistan. Because after it goes on for too long, then it is, well, where's the exit strategy? By the way, I wouldn't recommend the Joe Biden exit strategy. See Afghanistan as an example. This is a political situation, though, that will, for any president, that will be right up there with the economy, especially when it affects the economy, because oil prices are high as a result of it. You know, you couple that with what's going on right now with TSA, all the stories about TSA yesterday, just now they're just piling up, saying it's getting worse, it's getting worse, it's getting worse. We talked about it. But more and more stories about it. And it becomes the headache, right? Because we're into spring break season for schools. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not the start of the summer travel season yet, but spring break season. But any local story, and all the local stations are doing, you know, how's it affecting our airport? They're doing that story.
Oh.
So you think about, they're doing the story on gasoline. You know, where's the most expensive gasoline in our area? Where's the cheapest gasoline in our area? The local media, as we've said for a long time, a lot of times will do the story that may help you politically, and also on things like this is going to be boom in the minds of those viewers every single day. That's why your messaging also needs to be every single day on the success so far of your mission and the intent as well.
We are Red Eye Radio.
Coming up, more with Gary McNamara and Eric Harley. It's Red Eye Radio.
We're Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. I'm just looking at this headline. And it's like our Democrats are hoping for this. It's like second warmest winter in USA history.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't in Buffalo, and it certainly wasn't in Texas.
Yeah, it's, you know, what's interesting, I saw too, there could be a super El Nino coming. And then like halfway through the story, I think it was from Washington Post, and I think about halfway through the story, it was, or maybe it doesn't happen. there isn't a real consensus on this. And I'm like, then why did you do the story at all? It may or may not happen.
What I liked was, so Democrats whose legislative goal was to skyrocket gasoline prices so people bought electric vehicles are now upset over higher gas prices temporarily.
Yeah. Exactly. It's Trump's fault. But don't you guys want to get people out of gasoline vehicles? Yes, and that would be Trump's fault. What?
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Top of the Hour News is brought to you by House Products. Visit houseproducts.com.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One. Now, it's Red Eye Radio. Gary McNamara and Eric Harley talk about everything from politics to social issues and news of the day. Whether you're up late or you're just starting your day, welcome to the show. From the Relief Factor Studios, this is Red Eye Radio.
All across the USA. We are Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Good morning.
Hello.
You know, one of the themes we've had this week is with the Democrats, it's gotten to the point where nothing makes any sense anymore. They say stuff, and it's like, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. It's almost like the Democratic... Did we say this a couple weeks ago? Did I compare the Democrats to Putty on Seinfeld?
Yeah.
I think I did, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because when Putty and Elaine would get into a fight, and he would just start talking to her, and she goes, I don't even know what you're talking. It doesn't even make sense.
Right.
And it wouldn't. I mean, they purposely wrote it where he made no sense.
Right.
And it's where Democrats are. I'm going to give you another example. Here we go.
Okay. What do you got?
Where was this on? Was this CBS 24/7? All right. Democrat Gabe Amo. Listen to this here. All right.
All right.
Okay.
As you are probably aware, Congressman, lines are lengthening across the country at airports because TSA employees not receiving a paycheck are having to make other plans other than being at their day job because their money is not making it as far as it used to. When and how is this going to be resolved?
Well, as a member of Congress, I find myself in airports quite often. And it's important to me that the TSA agents are paid like they deserve to be for the important work that they're carrying out. And that's why many Democrats, including myself, have said, let's fund the rest of the Department of Homeland Security except for ICE. Because right now, Donald Trump is making a choice.
Right there. That makes no sense.
Right.
ICE is already funded.
Right.
They're funded through 2029. ICE isn't a part of this.
No.
What he is saying doesn't make any sense. There is no argument. They're not going to, what, you're thinking, oh, okay, we want the funding you had in the bill, you need to pull from 2029. That's not happening.
No, it's not going to happen. And it's...
I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, again, it really is about, and I think the Democrats believe they can get to a point of abolishing ICE, or at least pretending like they made a move that got them closer to abolishing ICE. When, as you point out, the funding's already there for ICE. TSA's separate, and you're not funding TSA.
Right.
And you just said, well, let's fund it. Well, that's the question. Why aren't you?
We wish to fund, well, fine. And if you get to 2029, then defund ICE at that point. But it's already funded.
Right.
They're not going to defund it.
No.
We know that that's something that you want, to fund the military, to fund, to fund ICE, to fund the police. I mean, that we know anything that has to do with law enforcement, we know Democrats wish to defund.
Now, listen, all of us conservatives, especially fiscal conservatives, would like to defund everything and rebuild the necessary roles. But this is where, they are. They think they're getting the edge here because they think they're winning. They think firing Kristi Noem was capitulation. They think they're making strides against the whole ICE thing, and that they can at least demonstrate, even if they don't get fully there, which they won't, they're not going to abolish ICE, but they can go back to their districts and say, we did something about it, and Noem is gone. They can't hold out on this much longer. I don't believe they can. Again, the local stories are getting too big and too numerous for them to hold out on this, especially, again, when you're talking about spring break, or just travel in general. The local news, every local news station is, what does it look like at our airport? How long are the delays at our airport? How early should you get there ahead of your flight?
Yep. You know, when we had said this when you had Governor Abbott start offering to anybody in the country, you want a bus ride? Go here. And you and I said, what's going to change this? Because we got the immediate reaction back. Well, the national media is not going to they're just not going to cover it. Well,
Right.
It doesn't matter. The local stations will.
Right.
Why? It's an easy topic.
Yep.
It's you don't have TV stations, for example, doing as much complicated investigative reporting as they might have done 30 years ago.
Right.
Just isn't the case.
Right.
They just don't. These are the easy stories for local stations to cover.
Yep.
Buses dropping off illegal immigrants that our city is not going to spend millions or billions upon. Well, you're going to put that on because you know there's going to be fury from the citizens going, why, if we don't like Abbott doing this, but why don't we just send them somewhere else? Why are we going to have to foot the bill for that? You know you're going to have that type of argument back and forth.
Yep.
And so the same thing here. And you're right, airports. Oh my gosh. Anything that happens at the airport, you got the local TV stations on.
And even for people that don't fly, you get a reporter standing in front of a big, long line, TSA line at your local airport. It's like, oh, my gosh, look at this. Why is this happening? And that's the first thing. Why is this happening?
Well, I guarantee this 1,000-mile cold front that we're experiencing, right now. In fact, I can hear the rain. It's hitting very, very hard on our roof. I can hear it. If it happened in the morning time or even last night, they'll be talking about that this many flights were canceled. The media covers what happens at airports constantly. So now when think about this. You've got Houston. They've got to be salivating over this, the media. Oh, my gosh, people waiting 4.5, 5 hours, they're really going to be ticked off.
Yeah. No, it's a big story.
Yeah.
I mean, locally.
I don't know the politics of my street, but we have a group text. If anything happens, we can communicate. And as I said, 2 days ago, it started. Everybody fill up this morning. Gas at 3. Everybody's like giving a report. I really don't. Unless there's a violent thing in the neighborhood, I really don't get involved in it because I just would rather not. I don't argue with my neighbors, especially when they know what I do for a living. I don't really get involved in it. I have enough doing this.
Yeah.
It's to my neighbors, it's what can I do to help? What can I do to help? What can I do to help? That's about it. I don't really get into it's not worth it.
Right.
So because I know some of my neighbors. I mentioned the one neighbor that was just, went on Facebook a couple years ago and said, if you voted for Trump, unfriend me right now. And I did.
Yeah.
I did see the post disappeared, though, a month later.
Yeah,
and so, so that kind of stuff happens. But, you look at all of this here, especially airports and, delays. What was the other one?
Well, I mean, gas prices.
That's right. Gas prices.
It's going to be. It's always going to be on top of mind, and it's always going to be a big local story. And when everybody in the local media is covering it, and everybody in the national media is covering it, there's your difference. Is that you really can't get away from the story, and the fact that it's affecting so many people. Not everybody flies. But, of course, with gasoline prices, and it doesn't even have to be the case that whether people are flying or not, it's like, oh, look at all the delays. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? I can't imagine standing in line for whatever it is, well over an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. That's going to get the attention of people. I don't know where it goes with the Democrats. I don't know how long they can hold out on this. I don't know how long they think they can hold out.
Well, I played that because you could see when being interviewed, they didn't have an answer. Well, no, we're for funding. We're for funding it. We just don't want to fund ICE. You already have.
You already have. It's already done.
It's already done.
Right.
So there's no reason not to do this.
Right.
And I saw that and went, wow, they can't even sell that. It's like, well, if you want to do it, vote for it.
Right.
Yeah. What was it? 4 Democrats crossed? I don't know if that was one of them. I don't believe he was one who crossed. It's the same thing which was going on in the Senate yesterday about sanctuary cities. Yeah. You're not going to win that argument.
No.
And they believe they can win the argument.
Yeah.
They still believe that they can win the argument about illegal immigrant criminals. I saw Schumer yesterday. This isn't about voter ID. It's about verification. That didn't even make sense. Of course it's about verification.
Right.
It's just like as if, it's not just about voter ID. It's about verification. Well, what does voter ID do? It verifies who you are.
Yeah.
So we're all for voter ID. We're not for verification, though. So
Right.
what we're for is voter ID that can't be verified as being legitimate. You can't win that argument.
Well, no,
Stop trying.
I'm waiting for them to say something, because humans can't be illegal. A human can't be illegal. A human can't be verified. Actually, they can. That's the whole point.
They're still attempting to win it, but the sanctuary city. Let me play this audio. This is one of the Democrat. This guy's just a weasel. but I don't have his name here at the moment on this audio cut. But he was one of the Democrats' witness yesterday, and this is Lindsey Graham talking about the demands that ICE use judicial warrants when Obama did not. Here we go.
Were there people deported inside the United States?
Well, I think it's a little bit unfair to compare people deported at the border versus people in the interior. I think Jessica would agree with this.
Listen. You don't want to answer a question, that's fine, but don't tell me what's fair and unfair. Bottom line, did he use judicial warrants to deport anybody? When he deported somebody interior, did he have a judicial warrant?
No.
No. Why? Because it's stupid.
Perfect.
But, that's the thing. And I will say this. I'm very happy because this sounded familiar yesterday. This is Speaker Johnson talking about sanctuary cities because that was and they should continue to attack on this. But here's Speaker Johnson yesterday.
The answer is simple because Democrats have made the conscious political decision, crazy as it is, by word and by deed, to protect criminal illegal aliens over hardworking American citizens. That's it. Democrats have dragged the American people through multiple shutdowns now. First, to protect, remember last time in the longest shutdown in history, last fall, their argument was they wanted to protect health care benefits for illegal aliens, and now they've jeopardized the security of every American citizen to keep criminal illegal aliens in our country.
And you should be talking about that over and over. I don't hear it enough. Don't say sanctuary cities.
Yeah.
unless you wish to define it. Sanctuary cities is the Democrats' plan to allow criminal illegal immigrants that have committed other crimes. It's to hide them from the feds so criminals will roam the streets. So it shows they care more about criminal illegal immigrants than they do citizens of the United States.
Yep.
Repeat that 1 billion times.
Not hard. Not hard.
Can't lose that argument.
And again, you win on these issues. The polls show it. Where you lose is on the messaging. And that's on you. It's on every front. I want this president to have his party in control of the House and Senate for the rest of this term.
Well,
but there has to be a monumental effort to make that happen.
Well, I would view it differently based on the fact that I'm older than you. For me, it'd be the rest of my life.
Why did you hear something? I'm hoping it's going to be much longer than this term.
I hope to, in good health,
yeah,
and with my full cognitive abilities, celebrate the birthday my father's going to be celebrating in early April, 100.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yes, we would love it to go beyond this, but let's focus on this November 1st.
Okay, all right. No, I have not heard anything.
Well, exactly. Well, hold on a second.
I do have to give blood work next week, though, for my normal 6-month checkup with the doctor.
Yeah. Well, I know a guy you can buy blood from. Let me know.
What about urine?
Yeah. Oh, please. I don't even think you have to pay for it anymore. So just let me know. Let me know.
I don't think my doctor scans for drugs. It's like,
right.
Hey, I'm scanning for drugs and alcohol this time.
Right.
Can we delay that appointment for another 6 months, please?
No, you know what? One time
until I can shave my head completely.
One time I went into the ER, and
I'm kidding, folks.
I found out hours later. This goes back several years, but they did a tox screen, and I was offended by that. I was like, "Hey, I'm not on drugs." I mean, clearly it came back negative, but it was like, "What? Hey, stop that!
Yeah,
I'm not on drugs."
They do have to do that. Don't
they need to know what to treat.
Yeah, that's a great point.
If you're not going to be honest with them, I told them I'm a member of Aerosmith. I quit a long time ago.
We're Red Eye Radio.
This morning's USDA Farm Report is brought to you by House Products. Tested, trusted, guaranteed since 1920.
A very warm start to meteorological spring in much of the country switched by the weekend. So that
we could easily see temperatures below 20 degrees across much of the northern tier of the United States, and then even colder weather for early next week. Don't be surprised if you see some temperatures near zero or even slightly below 0 degrees Fahrenheit across the northern plains and upper Midwest by early next week.
USDA meteorologist Brad Rippey says cold air fueling the active weather patterns of this past week continue to push eastward and southward.
Early next week, we expect to see some of that cold unlocked and unleashed a little bit further south. I think by the time we get to next Monday morning and maybe a little bit beyond that, we could easily see freezes into western and northern Texas, also extending into the mid-south.
The sharp temperature change in the deep south raises concerns of potential freeze damage to some regional crops. I'm Ron Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
This report brought to you by Cenex Fuels and Lubes.
Lines open for your calls. 866-90-RED-EYE on Red Eye Radio.
We are Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Coming up on the bottom of the hour, some of the audio from the Senate yesterday, the Senate hearing on sanctuary cities. And that's what you got to pound over and over again. And the Democrat, some of the witnesses, as we played already, were just horrible. But Some of the Republican witnesses were great. You know, the Fairfax County sheriff in Virginia talked about that the Fairfax County, Virginia sheriff declined to honor 744 detainers for criminals that they already had in custody.
Yeah, right.
And it's just like, you know, and some of them are gang members, child predators, sex offenders. Understand, we've been saying this for years. I mean, this is like, thanks, everybody, for finally getting aboard on this.
Yeah.
We've been pounding this for a year. They wish to protect criminal illegal immigrants over citizens of the United States, law-abiding citizens.
Catch Red Eye Radio live every night on the Red Eye Radio app, available in the App Store. Red Eye Radio.
We are Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Welcome and good morning. Download our Red Eye Radio app today, and you can listen when you choose. All right, the Senate hearing on sanctuary cities yesterday. All right?
Yeah.
First, let's start with the good, and then we'll get to the confusing. This is former acting Department of Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf on the consequences of sanctuary city policies in the United States and in California. Here we go.
All right.
Tragically, sanctuary policies are unleashing devastating consequences for the American people, particularly those that live in those jurisdictions. In California, again, the birthplace of the sanctuary movement, local politicians released 4,641 criminal aliens from local jails in 2025, rather than handing them over to ICE for removal. Those criminals included aliens that had committed homicide, assault, sexual predatory offenses, and burglary. And just weeks ago, as the chairman indicated, in Fairfax County, just miles from where we are today, a criminal illegal alien with more than 30 arrests fatally stabbed a woman in the neck. In that county, Fairfax County, has been a sanctuary for almost a decade, and this is the tragic result.
That's one. Here's Jessica Vaughn, another director of immigration for the federal government, talking about Fairfax County in Virginia. Here we go.
The individual jails that released the most were Santa Clara County, California, Cook County, Illinois, and Fairfax County, Virginia. In 2024 alone, the Fairfax County Sheriff declined to honor 744 detainers for criminals that she had in custody. That's more than 2 a day. Some of these are gang members with long rap sheets who get arrested over and over, costing county taxpayers untold sums in repeated crimes, prosecution, and incarceration. Others are child predators and sex offenders. Oregon is another place that protects criminal aliens with strict sanctuary policies. Last fall, ICE actually had to issue subpoenas just to try to get 4 Oregon sheriffs to share information on violent felons who had been released despite ICE detainers. They had convictions for rape, assault, child exploitation, and kidnapping, among other crimes. What possible reason can there be for not cooperating with ICE for their removal? It's certainly not a public safety reason.
I mean, it's crazy. Now, we've been talking about it for years and years and years and years, exactly what sanctuary cities are.
Yeah.
Because Democrats don't want you to know that. So why are they doing it? Why do Democrats wish to protect criminal illegal immigrants? As Mike Johnson said, that's what they're doing right now.
Yep.
The long lines at the airport that you have is because they wish to protect criminal illegal immigrants.
Yep.
And the reason that Homeland Security is being defunded during a time when we are at war, and as everybody agrees, Iran put out the message for sleeper cells to activate around the world, and the Democrats are saying we don't want to fund Homeland Security.
Right.
Now, I don't know what else to say except they don't give a damn about Americans. You and I go back all the way to COVID. Remember? Americans, you can't do this. We better during Thanksgiving and Christmas, we better not damn see a bunch of cars in front of a house. Otherwise, the police are going to come in and bust you. Remember that? As the southern border was open and they didn't even screen them for COVID.
Well, they sent SWAT after Tom Brady for jogging in the park.
Remember that? Oh, my gosh. The one I'll always remember. And it was in, I think it was in Dallas County, where you couldn't have more than 4 people together outside. For example, if there were kids playing, throwing the football or hitting a baseball, there could only be 4 of them outside. Remember?
Which worked for me because I don't allow any kids in my yard.
Remember when the Karens and the Lances were all masked up jogging, and if you jogged by them and you weren't wearing a mask, they threw a fit?
I remember the very beginning, how dare you wear a mask? Those need to be saved for medical professionals. Yeah. You're using up all the mask supplies. And 10 minutes later, how dare you not wear a mask?
All right, the guy that I mentioned earlier is the head of immigration studies for the Cato Institute.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is very, smug and sarcastic. And Senator Moreno actually calls him smug. He goes, we know that's your shtick, being smug. But he asks him a very simple question, and he can't answer the question. And this, again, we'll tear this apart to show you that they don't have a point, or they're afraid to tell you what they truly believe.
Yeah.
Here we go. And I think it would be the last person who he asked this question to. Here we go.
Do you think that we made a mistake passing that law that prohibits people from entering this country illegally?
No, I don't think that's a mistake.
Sheriff, do you believe we made a mistake passing that law?
No, I don't think so.
Ms. Vaughn?
No.
Ms. Maria?
It was a mistake to not let them come legally. That's what we need.
But that's not what the law said. The law said you can't enter the country illegally. Was that?
There were definitely mistakes in the INA.
Was that
many mistakes?
Don't be cute. Was that part of the law a mistake? Yes or no?
The part of the law that says you can't come legally? Yes, that was a mistake.
That was a mistake that you can't come illegally.
No, legally. Legally is what I said.
Okay. So you haven't answered my question, but that's okay. You're a smug guy, and that's part of your shtick.
Do you think he did answer the question?
Yeah. Right.
In an offhand way, he answered the question. He wants open borders.
Yes.
Because we already have a law that allows people a legal process to get into the United States.
Mm-hmm.
That exists already.
Mm-hmm.
And so what he's saying is the law should be anybody who crosses a border should be able to stay.
That's their new take, by the way, on the whole legal thing. There should be a law that allows them to come here legally. Right. There already is.
There is. For somebody who's, I looked him up and it said he's an expert on immigration studies. How expert is he if he doesn't know that there's already a law that there's a legal process to come into the country?
Right.
Because that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about the fact that he believes we should have open borders and everybody should be able to come in. What the hell?
That it should all be,
right.
Basically, it should all be legal.
Right.
There shouldn't be laws. If there are no laws, then you're not breaking a law by coming here.
What in the hell happened to the Cato Institute?
I don't know. I really don't know.
My God. I mean, you can't sell what he's attempting to sell. And then I have one more here. Here we go.
All right.
Because this is the one. Now the Democrats' new one is let's play stupid.
Yeah.
You had that with Governor Newsom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. I don't even know how to find my birth certificate.
Only babies have birth certificate. I'm not a baby.
Yeah, and we had to, and we tried to help him out because he was born in San Francisco. So you should go straight to the records department in San Francisco or the county.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where you'll find your birth certificate. Apparently, Democrats, now I understand why they believe that voter ID is bad because they don't believe they have the capability or the intelligence to know how to find a birth certificate.
Right.
And then Bernie Sanders said the same thing. I don't even know how to find my birth certificate. And we suggested Moscow.
Right. Call Putin. He probably has a couple of copies.
You left it there in your honeymoon.
That's right.
But the thing is now to play stupid. Well, no. The Democratic Party, we're a bunch of stupid people who don't know how to do basic tasks that anybody can figure out.
Yeah.
But here is the former senior policy advisor at the Biden-Harris White House National Economic Council. Here we go, about entering the country illegally. Here we go.
Do you think it should be a crime to enter the country illegally?
I don't know anything about this. I'm here to talk about budgets with the budget.
You don't have to, look, I'm not a lawyer, you don't have to be a lawyer. It's a simple question. Should it be a crime, I'll say it slowly, should it be a crime to enter the United States of America?
By the way, let me say it slowly. Hey, Democrats, you're convincing Republicans you are stupid.
Yeah.
Should I enunciate it for you?
Yeah.
All right, let's continue. Here we go.
All right.
To enter the United States of America illegally.
I don't know
without
anything
permission.
about this.
Do you have a home?
I run.
Do you have a place that you sleep in?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Should it be a crime for people to enter your home without permission?
Yes.
You're pretty certain on that one?
Yes.
Okay, but you're not sure if it's okay to enter America without permission, which is our home, by the way. You don't know about America. Okay, gotcha. All right.
This is the same thing about this. No matter a woman, the border.
No, it pretty much is everything.
They can't tell you what.
Play stupid.
Yep.
And for the radical rank and file out there, you got to be furious. Why aren't they owning it? Why aren't they just saying we want open borders? Why aren't they shouting it? Why aren't they standing up in front of lawmakers shouting we want open borders?
Well, and this is a thing where we have said now that the racism of the Democratic Party, where they believe, because this is what black conservatives say, you believe we're stupid. Mm-hmm. This is racist. Mm-hmm. You're saying that we don't have the ability to get an ID. Remember the woman on the black woman on the panel when the white kid was saying, well, many minorities. Goes, don't say that. We know how to get an ID.
Right.
Don't insult us.
Right.
Don't throw out that racist crap. Well, in order to get through that, to get around that charge now, Democrats are saying, look, we can't just say that minorities are too stupid to understand how to get a voter ID or a birth certificate. The only way we can win this is to say we're all idiots. Yeah. That idiocy in the Democratic Party is part of our diversity.
That's right.
And we are all idiots. We are the idiot party who do not know how to do basic tasks that everybody else who's not a Democrat knows how to do.
Right. It's the play stupid.
If I just said, if that was my opinion, instead of projecting what their opinion is, if that was my opinion and I said that every day, I'd probably get fired.
Yeah, it wouldn't go very well.
Yeah, nobody would say, get this idiot off the air.
Yeah, it wouldn't go well.
But Democrats can say anything. They believe they can project themselves as being complete idiots, as not understanding the question, of being for open borders, of sympathizing with terrorists, of prioritizing criminal illegal immigrants over law-abiding citizens of the United States. And there's no cost to them. They go, no, we've got a bunch of people that are just idiots. And we're idiots, too.
Yeah.
We used to just believe they're idiots, but now we've got to tell you we're idiots, too. We're the party of idiots.
Is there a course that they give to, listen, here's how you play stupid? Because they all seem to be taking it.
I know.
Mastering that class. I mean, they're all really good at playing stupid. It really is getting hard to tell if they really are stupid or playing stupid.
Yeah. Maybe Gavin Newsom and Bernie Sanders don't. Oh, by the way, Bernie Sanders was out there on X the other day, posting about his billionaire's tax and everything else.
Yeah.
Said, hey, Bert, somebody, I think it was David Harzetti wrote he used to be with the Denver paper, but I forgot where he is now. Washington Examiner? Is that where he's at now?
I think so.
But he goes, hey, give me your third house.
Exactly.
We are Red Eye Radio.
We'll be right back with more Red Eye Radio with Eric Harley and Gary McNamara.
We are Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Now, we know that the Democrats aren't stupid, all right? They're plain stupid, and they realized they were going to get burned by accusing minorities of being stupid, so they said, well, we're all stupid, and we don't know how to get our birth certificate. But they're saying that because there's no other out, because the reason they're doing that is they want fraud in elections. That's why.
Yes. Right.
That's why. So they realize we've run out of we can't continue to sit there and say minorities are stupid and don't have the capability to get basic ID. Now that they're getting pushback from conservative minorities,
right?
So they simply said, "Well, we're all stupid. That way, it's not
everybody's
racist."
Stupid, right?
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.